And I think that's the big problem with modern dating. Women will confuse sexual interest for relationship interest because women can very easily sleep with men that are of a higher either socioeconomic status or physical attractiveness. Those men might sleep with you, but they'll never commit to you. So women can sleep with like pretty attractive guys because those attractive guys welcome the easy access, they welcome the easy access to sex, but they'll never commit to that woman. But then the women will think, oh, well, that's the type of guy I deserve for a long-term relationship. But that type of guy will never commit to that girl.
Modern dating isn't what it used to be, and the hookup culture is killing it slowly. The truth is that dating in itself will never disappear, but it has come to a turning point where there are no second chances, meaning that it will never be what it was. Not in the Western world. And all the shaming and governmental meddling in men's affairs they are able to cough up can't change it. The dating market is and will be the sum of individual people's choices. And, on the presumption that we are talking about the hetero-dating market, it requires the willing participation of both genders in voluntary transactions. Now at least half the participants, mostly men, have decided to leave the game, if not physically, so at least in spirit, and the traditional sense of marriage, reproduction, and commitment. Meaning it's all over. Anything in the future will be just an empty shell of what it was. When a woman's default settings are being argumentative, hypocritical, and disagreeable, then men are definitely not going to pursue such a woman. Men want traditional relationships where the woman is nurturing, supportive, feminine, and above all else, loyal. You can't grow together if you're constantly working against each other, but good luck teaching these modern women that. It's better to just walk away from that type. Today, if you want to safeguard yourself from losing everything you built from scratch, just don't sign that contract. If you want a relationship, have a girlfriend, fine. But do not marry unless you literally want to screw yourself. It's gotten to a tipping point where we are playing a survival game where you only win by not getting involved with modern women. Love is a word so distorted by what they want for themselves that it's lost all meaning. When they can ruin your entire life off of a single false allegation that says how bad the times have changed. Invest in yourselves, boys, and walk away. What I find baffling is this so-called toxic masculinity that women harp on about as the cause of why dating is in the toilet, but notice these same women on the low-key want all the traits of toxic masculinity without having to be demure women themselves. This is why I'd never been in the market, saw the writing on the wall during childhood and in the raising. The difference now is far more widespread than most people think. Nobody gets away with anything. They keep feeding their insatiable ego while behaving contemptuously. While things don't snap back instantly, they think they're on top and will always get away with it. Well, you wait down the road. It's all about time. Nowadays, men typically date and get married around their mid-30s. They only do that when they are clear about their life goals, and when they have found the kind of partner they want to spend the rest of their days with. But if a woman comes out and says she doesn't want to get married or date anyone because she's content pursuing her job or simply doing her own thing, chances are people would applaud her and tell her how brave she is for making this choice. But if a man claims that he isn't considering getting in a relationship because he is content with his current lifestyle, earning enough money for himself, and has basically had enough interactions with women to know that he doesn't like that aspect of life, or that it isn't worthwhile of his time or resources, he will be viewed as being ungrateful and selfish. Why is that? Why are men subjected to a different thought process regarding dating? Why does society think it's okay for women to enjoy a single life, but men have to shoulder the burden of those who do want to get married? First, I think it's because men have always had the role of being providers for women throughout history. They were the hunters and gatherers, they were the protectors, and they were the decision makers for a lot of people, including large groups. It's only when society sort of developed into what it is today that we have women who are also the decision makers of groups and even companies. They're heading households, leading governments, and basically have the same level of independence that men have, maybe even more. Online dating can be disastrous as well. Consider yourself fortunate if you have never fallen for a romantic scam. People utilize dating apps to trick their victims into thinking they desire a relationship, then demand money from their heartbroken targets on the pretext that they can't keep the relationship going without help. Users paid a total of $75 million to these frauds in 2016, and by 2020, that sum had increased to a staggering $304 million. Gift cards and wire transfers are the two most popular ways for fraudsters to obtain funds, and the average amount in 2020 was a startling $2,500. The 20 to 29-year-old age group saw the largest rise in reports submitted, with numbers doubling between 2019 and 2020. People aged 40 to 69 were most likely to report losing money to a romance scam, whereas those aged 70 and above reported the highest individual median losses, at around $9,500 per person. In addition to 45% of users saying they felt frustrated from online dating, 35% say dating platforms made them feel pessimistic, and 25% say using the platform made them feel insecure. Meanwhile, 28% say dating platforms make them feel hopeful, 29% say they make them feel optimistic, and 32% say they make them feel confident. This helps put into perspective just how many users aren't exactly thrilled with using online dating platforms. It's safe to assume that users may not feel good about themselves if they're seeing too many people they consider to be out of their league, or if they don't get as many matches as they expected. So, here's the verdict. The online space is massive and incredibly fruitful for businessmen and women. However, if you're a guy looking for a woman online, hats off to you. You're up for quite an adventure. Women are short in supply and high in demand, so you'll be lucky to go on a date with even a 4 who for sure will be masquerading as an 8. The real winners of online dating are women. Thanks for watching Man Reacts. Show us your love and support by liking this video, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. And let us know your thoughts on this in the comments. We're always up for a healthy debate and discussion.